Okay, I am Brian Masiga. I am a senior network engineer here at RENU, the Research and Education Network for Uganda. I joined RENU on the 1st of October 2012, and that was just after I had concluded my campus exams. That's when I joined RENU. So chunking it up as 10 years, I would say it has been a very good journey from 2012 to 2022 now where we are. For me, it has been a journey of growth, of learning, of sharing and getting to know and growing my networks, getting to know new people, growing my networks both technically, on the social side and many other things. At the start in 2012, it was a bit difficult because we were only 3 people. So you can imagine it was me who had just finished campus, the CEO and the technical manager then. So it was kind of a bit difficult at the time, both socially, but also on the technical side, there was really not so much because RENU didn't have a network then, or it wasn't the RENU that we know then. And now I have very many people seated besides me. I have a very big team. We don't have enough space in office, so it is quite exciting for me now. Yes, so in the journey of RENU, at the start when I joined RENU, my position was assistant technical and administrative officer, meaning at the time I was doing a lot of administrative work, like being financial work, getting documents signed, writing minutes. There was not so much technical, but even the little technical work that came through, I would be able to do it. So for me, the first and most exciting project was the reconciliation that we did through the consortium with the Uganda Telecom back then. For me, that was the most exciting. We were doing something together with UCU and Makerere University, so it was quite exciting for me. That was the first project that I think I did that actually pushed me through. The next exciting projects then started in around 2014, when I think Nicholas and the team at the time, Isaac, were also around, the CEO then, and we were able to now begin connecting institutions. That was really quite exciting. We also did the first pop of UbuntuNet in Kampala. That was it was really opening to see actually that something that they had been talking about since 2012 in 2014 was actually coming through. And also the first pop of RENU in Statistics House actually was also quite nice. And at the time, I think we moved with Nicholas, the current CEO, and we went to connect sites in Mbarara. We also went to connect sites in Kabale. That actually changed. It was actually my first time, or second time actually going to Mbarara, and first time going to Kabale. We visited places like Chisoro, so that was actually quite exciting. The other projects have actually been the growth of the network, the new teams that have actually been coming through, being a part of that process of bringing in the new teams onto RENU, actually growing the network to reach other institutions, to reach other parts of the country like Entebbe, Gulu, Mbale, and all of that, Arua. All those have been quite exciting. And I would say, even for the others that I didn't have so much impact on, like the cloud, seeing the cloud services come up, seeing other units come up and grow, like the finance unit, seeing units like the communications unit actually grow and come up, the internal audits, and many other things. Seeing the organization from where it was in 2012 and seeing it now, for me, just that alone has been quite exciting. Yes, so the very first innovations were, I'll talk of the recent ones, the ones of Metro Eduroam and what we have done and the impact it has on our students in part of the RENU network, and that has been very good. What we are trying to bring on in terms of Eduroam on the go has also been quite an exciting innovation that the team has come up with. The cloud itself, the cloud services that we have actually been done to have our own local instances here, that has been very good. RIF, the Identity Federation, in terms of innovations with that has actually been very well done. It's not easy, but actually it has been well done. And even cybersecurity, what they're actually doing now in terms of the network audits, vulnerability scans, all of that has actually been very good. And credit to the team, because for some of the innovations that they have actually done, they are probably the first within the region to actually have done them. And I think from what I know and what I've heard, more is coming. For me, the very first memories have been when I came and I joined the team. I would say that we were only 3, and for most of the time sometimes I was actually alone in office, and that was that was quite lonely. And it's exciting to see how big the team is. If you talk of people, staff members above 30, that for me back in the day, if you told me about that, I didn't see that coming. So it's exciting to see that. But some of the memories I would say is, the other memories I would say, the first pop of Ubuntu Net Alliance actually coming to Kampala, RENU getting its first pop in Statistics House, that was quite exciting. Isaac, the CEO, coming on board, Nicholas, and the team that actually came on board at the time. When you see each of the team members joining at the time when they came in, those memories of them coming together and having a team that we have now has actually been quite exciting. The other memories was at the time it was RENU was in a very interesting situation whereby sometimes the staff members had to sacrifice to actually do the work they needed to do. It was about pushing to get the work done, and rather than waiting for the rewards. The rewards are what you see now, but back in the day it was about the concept, the idea of what we wanted to achieve. Things about connecting universities onto one network. Then now it seems so clear, but then it wasn't so clear. Would actually see it, and it was sort of like a story that we would tell the ICT directors of what we are trying to do, where we want to go, how the network will look like. It was how it would look like. Now we know it, and we are actually making changes to it. So for me, those memories actually stick long with us, and seeing how it has come through is really, really good. Yeah. Personally, for me, it has been a journey of resilience, that sometimes it may not be easy to see it, but with proper planning and actually sticking to what you think should be is something that will get you there. The other one is the people, getting the right people, getting the people on board. The team, I think, pushes you miles and miles ahead, because the team has been really good from the times, the transitions that have happened, to the team that is actually implementing the work that we see now. It has really been good, and I don't know who picked it, but I am happy to have been part of the process of doing that. The other lessons I've also learned is that it's good to build a network with people within your community, but also outside your communities. That's where the ideas come from. Some of the things that you're trying to do now, or you're trying to get, actually have been done by people elsewhere, and you can actually borrow the ideas. The other one is that understanding of what you want to do in your environment actually brings innovation for your environment, and sometimes that innovation can be copied and be taken to another environment. So having a clear understanding of why you're doing what you're doing, because we as RENU, we have a vision and a mission, and why we are doing what we are doing, the community that we serve, and that should be at the forefront of everyone that is part of this operation. that you know why you're doing this, because once you understand the why, then the innovations come through, and also the work and the hard work to put through to actually achieve those dreams and goals. For me, those are the lessons I have learned. So personally, what I hope to do for, I think that may not have been done for the last 10 years. I think the last 10 years we have been building the team, we have been getting the network up. I think for us the next stage is now transitioning to the actual strategies that were actually set in 2006 by the people who started this organization, or the people who had the idea and the concept of starting this organization. That it is not about the network, it's not about the infrastructure or the ICT. Those remain the baseline. But on top of that, what we are trying to do is improve methods of collaboration, improve the quality of research that we actually, to be able to solve our local problems in partnerships within ourselves, within the country, but also outside our country. And for me, I would say that the output should be that we have research that actually solves a problem for our country based on what we are actually trying to do. And I think that is the contribution that I would like to see RENU, and I would like to be a part of that kind of contribution, that it's not about the network, it's not about the internet, but it's about the output from that network. For a big part of it, it just happened. It is not something I can say that I actually planned that at the time when I joined in 2012, that I would be in RENU for the next 10 years. The organization then and the outlook of the organization then is something different from what we actually see now. But I would say that what actually took me to that direction is the work it kept on improving, it kept on changing, it kept on growing, the milestones were being hit. And for me, I would say, much as a big chunk of it is something I didn't plan, but the idea and the concept and the belief that it brought in the leadership of RENU at the time, from the previous leaderships and the current leaderships, I think one of the reasons is the belief in why we are actually doing what we are doing as the organization RENU, and why we are actually trying to achieve and bring all these researchers, students, staff, institutions, both in R&E communities, onto one network. That why reason is what I think drives us to actually keep on pushing for greater heights. That belief in it is, I think that's very important. That should not stop. That people know the reason why they're actually doing what they're doing and the impact it can have to their communities and their country in general. I would say at the start we did a lot of work when I was in RENU, before it was seated in the Directorate of ICT of Makerere. They gave me guidance in terms of the technical work they would do, and that gave me a good grounding with the technical aspects within the university. And then when we connected our first institution, UCU, I had a very good relationship with the team there, and they were actually happy to have me help them do other things, and that actually kept on giving me the urge, the technical capability to do what I need to do. But that ability for them to have an open environment here at RENU, for that as a young person coming from the university, I would be able to do something and see the immediate impact of what I have done, and it gets you exciting. And the network kept on growing, and to be part of that growth, for me, I don't know about the team currently, but for me to see that growth and be a part of that growth of the network and see thousands of Mbps or TBs of data going through that network that we have built actually got me excited. My advice is to the team of RENU, is that I think we have done very well, but we are not yet there. And I think there's a lot more to do in the community that we are actually meant to serve. So I would say that we keep on pushing. Do not let what we have done so far together as a team go. We should keep on pushing, learning from one another, and also be humble to listen to what others are actually saying. So for me, I would say that resilience, being humble, being respectful, and be able to work to one another and share knowledge, you'll be able to understand even the concepts that you think you know much, much better.